Okay, day 192, the Awan Brotherhood. I'm in Des Moines, Iowa, Sinaloa, capital of Iowa. I'm going to talk a little bit about Wayne Madsen report. One of the viewers has contacted a writer there, a guy who wrote a book called Silent Jihad, and I like to plug that because it talks about intelligence networks. And people think, oh, this is an isolated incident over here and an isolated incident over there, and it isn't. It's a part of a network, and just like a phone network or a cell phone network. So we're going to talk about the BlackBerries a little bit and how the BlackBerries were used as sort of a subscription service, almost like a Bloomberg subscription service for classified information. If you don't remember, this is the Marine here. He actually looks more of a Marine poster. The actual person, when he came out and stood on these steps, looked more of like a Marine than this guy. But he reported a pile of BlackBerries, pile of laptops, and these were Imran's. This is one of Imran's 12 houses in Washington, D.C. And that's a lot of houses, and that's a lot of people coming and going, and we've got a lot of different people associated with all different 12 houses. And I've speculated in the past that with all these people and all these footprints, all these car companies, all these houses, it's to reduce the footprints of people coming into the country. And I've gone back and identified people with Lightbridge Communications that were moved through here. And it's actually through an organization that Ibrahim owns, the drug dealer in Pakistan and Mumbai, India, called Tech Mahindra. He's the one who supports Tech Mahindra. But anyway, the way this works is the BlackBerries automatically, when they get in within distance of their server, automatically start syncing. So there's no overt act of actually forwarding classified information. It just happens automatically. This is what happened between Huma's BlackBerry and Anthony Weiner's server every night when he got home. What most people don't know is that Anthony Weiner is not the goofball that everybody thinks he is. That was all a cover. He does have Mossad connections. I'm not saying he's Mossad, but he's a key critical link to providing the financial community in New York with up-to-date classified information. And here's how it was sold. One of the emails that came out in the Hillary sending emails to Huma was this trusted staff email, this kind of famous trusted staff. I'm so sorry about the flicker. I apologize. Anthony Weiner, it says, Hillary says, maybe one of Anthony's trusted staff could deliver the secure phone. Now, the reason why she was saying can deliver a secure phone, that's like a subscription service. So if one of her Wall Street speeches, people that paid $500,000, that was like a yearly subscription to having. Once you have Hillary's phone, then you have all the syncing of all the things that she gets. Even if she, quote unquote, loses the phone and gets another phone, all the BlackBerry servers, all the laptops sync. So if there's 4 different laptops, this whole network is synced, if you understand what I mean. So it's almost like having your own Bloomberg server with your own Bloomberg terminals. Only in this analogy, the Bloomberg terminals are Hillary's phones, Hillary's BlackBerries. That's why there was 12 of them, because there's 12 subscriptions, or 16 of them, however many phones there were with the number of subscriptions. And then the number of servers, 4, were for locations. So you can have one in New York, you can have one in Washington, D.C. I'm guessing there's going to be one in Brooklyn for customers down there, Lower Wall Street, Upper Wall Street, just for reception purposes. And the same thing's going to probably be true in the D.C. area with, the Maryland area, which has a lot of government installations. Just guessing on those. We'll have to look at all the metadata. But somebody sent me there's a couple of emails with all the metadata involved with the BlackBerries. This is what leads me to believe that this definitely was the delivery mechanism, because all of these, what they call BlackBerry Internet Message IDs, which is the key to decrypting all these things, were taken out of all of her messages. So that somebody had to McCabe had to specifically go in and defeat the password for all these messages going back and forth. And that's going to be the key to unwinding the 650,000 emails. We can go into that later, but the depth of information about the BlackBerries leads me to believe that the only trusted staff that Anthony Weiner, who lives in New York, would have in D.C., and this is people who have access to secure phones, would be the Awan brothers. There's no other alternative. He doesn't have any other trusted staff. We're talking about would need to be on in the Washington, D.C. area, because remember, they're FedExing the phone from D.C. They're FedExing the phone from D.C. So you have to have trusted staff in D.C. The only people that would be Imran, and also Abid/Omar. Those are the two, not Jamal. Now, Jamal might have been a runner or something that run out to the airport or whatever, but he certainly wasn't the guy programming the BlackBerry servers. The other piece to this, and this is kind of sometimes you have to wait for the news to catch up. This is another set of emails came out, and this is only about 1,000 emails, but 29 of the conversations were talking about how Huma was constantly publishing the detailed schedules of Hillary during the day. And two of the people that got them in Brooklyn, where Anthony Weiner is Doug Band and Justin Cooper. And the reason is that as a part of the subscription service, you would then go in on the con calls. So you'd have your analysts and so forth. This flicker's bad, I'm sorry. Your analysts would go in and review whatever the topic was, and then they could choose which phone calls to go in on. The one that they talk about in these 29 conversations is Haiti. So all the contractors who would be interested in Haiti would be in on that. Now, the investment house, let's say let's say Morgan Stanley, would be the one who would broker all that information out. So they would call all the people who were housing contractors, call all the people who were whatever, and the investment bankers would broker all that out to their customers. But Hillary was taking the 500,000 at the top and letting the investment bankers do all the brokering work downstream. So here's another article I found here called Harvest Tradings. Now, Harvest Tradings is talking about how there's only one mango processing center, which is here in Iowa. It's in Iowa City, which is about 3 hours from here. And so I'm debating whether I want to drive there because I don't really think that's the center. Sinaloa is based here in Des Moines, and there is a company south of here called Capital City Fruit that Hillary visited 2 years ago, and that's where I think more of this stuff the funny stuff is going on. But you can see here a guy named Jawad is talking about, we need more irradiation centers, and they want to open up one through Gulfport, Mississippi, and I believe this plant's open now. But you're going to find that's going to be the plant. That's going to be the where shipments are going to go missing. I think they're already go missing to that little USDA office right by the Gulen School. And I think you're going to find a Gulen School here with a Turkish guy in the back that knows how to break down the Hawala currency from the folks that live up in these mountainous regions where they're making where they're growing poppies. Now, here's a funny thing, and Daily Caller published this 2 days ago of this, great success of a pomegranate grower in Afghanistan, and of course he's standing in a poppy field and teaching his two children how to comb poppies. So it's kind of funny, and here it is, USAID, and this is going to be the USAID thing for the field of for the bowl of Huggies. This is going to be the same lure, same pigeon drop lure for the field of Huggies that I talked about yesterday. So here's the bowl of Huggies out here. This is kind of going toward Afghanistan. I believe this is a key transit point. This farming land was a key transit point, and maybe a growing point. They say traveling to Pakistan's very dangerous. I may still do that. I haven't made my mind up about that, but this is the rhetoric, from the people that lived in Imran's house in the Lorton area. So I have to take them at their word that they're serious about breaking bones and so forth, and not hearts. Again, here, we only got 1,000 of the 650,000 emails, and what I've been predicting all along about their being pay to play and in these emails, and what the New York police detective said has been true. 1,000 emails came out, and we saw 29 pay to play, enabling a subscription service, basically enabling Doug Band and Justin Cooper to just sell conference call schedules with reckless abandon. Here again, the need to publish the metadata to get credibility back to the FBI. Now, Chuck Grassley is going to be interviewing Jim Comey today in Washington, D.C., and hopefully this subject of Andrew McCabe not declaring the $675,000. Clearly, I saw on the integrity form or the ethics form, it says specifically, if you have your wife or son or anyone related to you has received over $200 gift, you must declare it. I think 675,000 is more than 200,000. So I think he should have declared it. Again, No grand juries, no subpoenas, no court orders, immunity for all the co-conspirators, letting the co-conspirators in on the interview. I mean, this is crazy things the FBI never does. That was the number 3 at the FBI in 1995 that said that, Kallstrom. I believe Andrew McCabe is the one who directed Imran Awan to store those BlackBerries as a ready reserve, along with the BlackBerry Enterprise servers, and ship them to locations all over the country. Wherever this Bloomberg investment service was, I believe, is where those got shipped. And I think this is all going to come out now that we're getting down to the metadata level at the BlackBerries, because every electronic devices are great for leaving footprints, and all of it's discoverable. So that's it for this morning. I'm going to be going out to Capital City Fruit, I believe, which I've been already warned. It's Sinaloa. I've already had a lot of people around here, kicking my tires, so we'll see what happens.